will definitely try and get involved in this matchup behind the referee's back as often as they can.
And right now, a little shoving match, and look at this, the match hasn't started yet.
Yeah, the bell hasn't rung, the match hasn't started, and Lights Camera Faction Hyperstreak into a trap.
And the referee, he has already disqualified Fresco and Action Braxton. Listen to the crowd, they are excited. This is now an even matchup as Hyperstreak and Watson are going to do business without the faction for Hyperstreak to worry about.
Yeah. Fresco and Action Braxton don't like to be cut from scenes, but they have been cut out of this semifinal match and in a title tournament between Hyperstreak and Watson.
And there's no doubt some damage has already been done, and Watson is continuing going 1, 2.
Hyperstreak gets that shoulder up. He's not going to go down without a fight.
Despite the fact that he relies a lot on the faction, Watson is without a doubt an extremely talented superstar here at FSW.
Yeah, you can look through the archives of FSW and see the progression of Watson. Very impressive. Everyone should be very impressed, and he should be looked at as someone who could win this tournament, even without the help of his two friends in Lights Camera Faction.
Watson continuing to put the pressure on with the European uppercut. The winner of this matchup will take on the winner of Remy Marcel and Nino Black that you will see later on tonight. 1, 2.
And Hyperstreak usually moving constantly, constant motion. Not the case tonight because he was leveled by Lights Camera Faction before the bell rang. While he might not have to deal with them during the match, their pre-match attack is definitely going to have some effect on him.
1, 2, and once again, so far since the beginning, it is all Watson as Hyperstreak got viciously attacked before the bell. And without a doubt, they've done some damage despite not being a part of this matchup right now.
Watson sends Hyperstreak in. Goes up and over the corner. Catches Watson. Hyperstreak gonna try to mount some offense. Forward clothesline.
1, 2.
That's what Hyperstreak has to do. He has to hit fast and he has to hit sudden.
And Hyperstreak's going to rely on his quickness, his speed to try to take out the bigger man. Watson, he has to change his strategy. He's not going to be able to rely on Action Braxton to be there. Look at this. Big power slam. 1, 2.
And you talked about Watson being the bigger man. That's the advantage that not only is Watson the bigger competitor in this match, while not as agile or quick as Hyperstreak, he does have those attributes.
And look at this, 1, 2, and almost a 3 count as Watson was busy jawing at the referee, and Hyperstreak, he has taken advantage and a vicious kick to the side of the head.
Topped it off with that vicious kick, German super at the bridge, but only gets a 2. Semifinals to the state title tournament. Streak defeating Steve Tresario in the opening round of the tournament.
Oh, look at that. Watson trying to place the referee right in front of him.
Watson, a stunt double in there. Hyperstreak didn't attack the ref, but he was long enough for Watson to regain the advantage. Senton back first into the ribs. Not only is that incredibly painful, it also drives the wind out of your body.
And right now, Watson and Hyperstreak looking to go to the finals of the Nevada State Championship Tournament. Our main event tonight, it is a huge one. 1, 2, and once again, Hyperstreak able to kick out the Unguided and Death Proof. It finally happens tonight, Jake. #1 contenders for the tag team titles. The winners will take on Shogun and Kenny King. But right now, the first matchup in our semifinals, it is going back and forth. And the crowd, as you can hear them, they are trying to get behind Hyperstreak, who is trying to win for the very first time a championship in professional wrestling.
He wins this. He finds himself in the finals of the tournament. And that's easier to say than it is to accomplish because Watson is a very dangerous competitor. Catches him right in the midsection. Drop kick.
1, 2. But there's so much perseverance from Hyperstreak. He wants this more than anything in the world. He wants to be a champion.
Yeah, both men smartly going for covers whenever they see the opportunity. It hasn't brought either of them the victory yet, but it does give them a little scale to figure out how damaged their opponent is.
And Watson relying on those European uppercuts as Hyperstreak struggles to his feet. Watson goes for the spear but catches the knee.
Flying forearm out of Hyperstreak. Now Hyperstreak trying to string together the offense.
And now it looks like Hyperstreak trying to put him away. And the crowd, they're behind him as he goes.
Yeah, Hyperstreak wants to go up top. He wants to try and put Watson away.
But he is struggling to get to the top.
And that drop kick just stopped Hyperstreak right in his tracks. Losing his balance, he falls any further. He could tumble to the outside. Watson, though, goes up there, but still some fight in Hyperstreak.
And look at this. Watson has got him up top.
Look at this, though. Hyperstreak fighting it. Slips underneath. Running. Liger bomb.
1, 2.
Oh, man. Everybody thought that was it.
I cannot believe Hyperstreak did not put away Watson.
Everybody was ready for Hyperstreak to find himself in the finals of this tournament.
And right now, back and forth they go. Watson and Hyperstreak somehow able to kick out. And right now, does he have anything left in the tank?
Well, the fact Watson kicked out of that running Liger bomb shows he might not need lights, camera, faction at all. But now, struggle. Both men were looking for the suplex. Hyperstreak, something else in mind.
Oh, and a big right hand connects. There doesn't seem to be a lot on Watson's punches, Jake.
Now Watson going for these strikes, but Hyperstreak blocking each one just to deliver his own, and that one floors Watson.
And usually at this point in a match, Watson has some backup.
What he's used to is having someone by his side. Hyperstreak traveled the world alone to improve at this sport. He's used to doing it himself. Satellite, no, he gets caught. It looked like Hyperstreak was trying to go around Watson and drive him down by satelliting around him, but Watson caught him mid-move and planted him.
And right now, Hyperstreak is struggling to his feet, and Watson looks like he is perched and ready to give Hyperstreak the spear.
Oh, Hyperstreak goes up and over.
1, 2, 3, and there it is. Hyperstreak advances.
Well, yeah.
And what is going on? Lights, camera, faction. They are putting the boots.
Well, here's Hero Lou, a victim a couple weeks ago of Lights, Camera, Faction. In many people's mind, it should have been Hyperstreak versus Hero Lou in this semifinal match. And even though it's a 3-on-2 advantage, I don't know if this is a fight that Lights, Camera, Faction wants to pick right now.
And that is Hero Lou making the save for Hyperstreak.